But be aware here, it's twice in the day, and that twice at night, and 3 times in the day. That's 5 doses in a 24-hour period. So you're really feeding this, and you want that sweet to keep going in, and you want to keep lowering. You can't hit hard. You must hit continuously. When dealing with, I don't want to say emergency medicine, but more acute medicine, it is important to sort of break out of the thinking of a 7-day formula that they take twice a day. It really is, you must decide, is it one formula given until you see a result and stop? Or is it you need to keep tinkering and tinkering and tinkering, and it's going to get better, but if you stop, it's going to come back because you're working more slowly, and yet if you don't get it, it's, you got to start thinking about that and what's going in. And certainly at one time in my clinical practice, it was about figuring out what to do that was right. And then my clinical practice shifted to trying not to do what was wrong. I mean, I knew what was right. It's just let's make sure there's not some wrong things in there by accident. And then it began being, I know they're going to get better. The strategy now is, how do I make sure I don't overdo it or underdo it so that they get better and then slip back, or they get better and then too much? I always quote the comment that Dr. Li's teacher, Wang Shiqing, one of his patients, when Wang Shiqing died, saw Wang Shiqing's son. And he said, the difference between you and your father is that I'm cured the next day either way, but when your father wrote me a formula, I was not tired. When you write me a formula, I'm tired. Just that dosing to understand. And so there was a period where I wasn't even thinking about of course I was thinking, but my focus was not on the treatment. I know what I'm going to do is going to work. I know what's going to happen. I understand what happened, the mechanics, the qi. The question was starting to strategize intensity and continuity. And starting to see that if I started taking the intake, my patients will tell me, oh, I was feeling better for about 4 or 5 days, and then things started to happen. I didn't feel good again. And you think, oh, I didn't do enough, or I wasn't strong enough, when actually they should have stopped on day 4. But they were given 7 days, and so they took it for 7 days. And how much it wasn't enough, and it was settling back. And that became a major focus of that idea of continuity versus intensity versus continued intensity, all of those, that matrix of cleanliness in treatment.